There's no choice but the courts to grant a new trial.
Alex Murdaugh and his attorneys are celebrating a legal win just 1 month after crying foul over his murder conviction. A South Carolina Court of Appeals granted Murdaugh's team the opportunity to make their case and try to get their client a retrial.
It comes after Murdaugh's team claimed that Colleton County Clerk of Court Rebecca Hill tampered with the jury during his weeks-long murder trial earlier this year. 65-page court motion accuses Hill of making comments that jurors should not believe Murdaugh's own testimony and instructed them to not be misled by evidence presented by the defense. Filing also accuses Hill of having frequent private conversations with the jury foreperson and asking jurors for their opinion about Murdaugh's guilt or innocence. Well, the jury ultimately found Murdaugh guilty of the 2021 murders of his wife and son. Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Colleton Rhodes joins us now.
All right, so Colleton, did we expect this to happen?
I think so. When they had that hearing out front of the Court of Appeals, his legal team, they laid out the rationale for why there needed a new hearing. But I think before we get into that, a couple things need to be understood for viewers to know. We're talking about appeal, we're talking about remand, stay, and so throwing all those words kind of could be confusing. The stay meant that his appeal would be protected. Once he was convicted, his team immediately went and filed an appeal with the Court of Appeals. Now they're saying we need a new trial. We don't want to just have an appeal and have the appellate court review what happened. We want an entirely new trial. Throw it out. I can bring new evidence. Give me a new trial. Well, to be able to do that, they have to put on pause or stay their appeal and send it back to the circuit court for them to make a decision on if there even needs to be a new trial. So that's exactly what did happen today with the Court of Appeals. They said, okay, go back down to the circuit court and let them decide if there'll be a new trial.
So that'll be a hearing of some sorts, and what would that look like? And also, would Murdaugh be there?
Full-fledged hearing, full-fledged, evidentiary trial. They'll have folks, they'll present evidence, they'll bring witnesses, they'll have individuals. The clerk will obviously be there because she's the person in the center of this whole thing that is alleged to have done a number of things that his legal team believe overstepped her authority, persuaded the jury outside of the presence of the court, and didn't give them an opportunity to cross-examine her while she was influencing their decision-making. And so, yes, it will be an entire hearing. I would assume that a number of those jurors that made statements to his defense team will be present there. They'd probably be called to the stand. Their investigator for sure will be there, and the clerk, she'll be the star witness for either the state or the defense. And I think the statements that she's made so far, in the other documentaries and other things like that, kind of have tipped her hat that she was clearly biased against Murdaugh. But now we'll see if the statements that she made affected the jury's decision, and that's what will lead to a new trial.
Well, you mentioned some documentaries. Netflix came out with a two-parter just a couple weeks ago. Do you think that played any role in this decision? It doesn't really paint her in the best light.
It doesn't. Netflix documentary, Lifetime just dropped the documentary. I mean, we're in an era now where stories don't take 20, 30 years before a movie comes out or a TV show. It's happening, 4 or 5 months. It's happening in the middle of the trial taking place. So I think it showed that the eyes of the country, if not the world, were watching this trial, and so nobody wants to get it wrong. So I think it influenced it to that perspective. But I think the law just did what it's supposed to do. It's a checks and balance system. If you think that you were wrong during trial, you can appeal. You can request a new trial if someone's done something illegal. And in this case, they believe that the clerk did something that was way outside of the scope. So I don't just want to appeal. I need a new trial. And so I think that it added an overemphasis for them to get it right. But actually, why they got the new trial was because someone did something wrong here, and his attorneys did an excellent job of figuring out who did something wrong by knocking on doors. They went old school. They didn't send out emails. They knocked on doors. They talked to jurors, and they said, tell me what happened. They compiled the evidence, and they presented it to the court, and that's why we're here now.
Yeah, well, you can and say will be used against you, especially if you say it on TV, right?
For sure, for sure. And she embraced that fame, and now that fame may have led to Murdaugh getting a new trial.
She even has a new book, too, so we shall see. Colleton, thank you.